Hi guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking and comparing two different products. One that I've been using for a pretty long time now and one that I just got recently. So the products I'm going to be comparing aren't makeup products per se, they're beauty products and they're more skincare related. So this is the Foreo Luna 2, I think the Mini. And then this is a similar product from Sonia Kashuk that I just picked up at Target pretty recently, I would say like 3 or so days ago. And I just kind of wanted to talk about these. I really love the Foreo one. I've been using this one for I think over a year now. I don't use it every day. I think I use it between 2 and 5 times a week. I use it in the shower. You know, if you're after working out or just to exfoliate. And I think of it more of like a fun luxury product than I think of it as a absolute necessity for my skin. Yes, I personally think it helps my skin, but I think more it helps in that it reminds me or makes me excited to want to wash my face or clean my face in the shower, because it's kind of like a nice massage to the skin, more than I think the actual product is benefiting me, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I wanted to talk about these. I saw this the other day and I was really excited because I have a few friends who are asking me if like I would recommend the Foreo to them. And although I do recommend the Foreo, I think it's hard to recommend something that's like $100, $150. In the case of like the newer ones, I think it's like $200 to a friend, because if they don't like it for whatever reason, then I feel bad that I recommended something that was so expensive and they didn't like it, and I don't know, that's tough to recommend something that expensive to someone. So when I saw this one at Target the other day, I got really excited because I thought, you know, it could be something you could recommend to someone, and if they really like this one and in a year from now or so, after using this for a while and really enjoying it, if they wanted to upgrade to the more expensive one, then they can do that. So I thought, you know, before I recommend it to anyone, I want to pick it up and see kind of what my thoughts are on the product. So I have some notes here on both products and I'm going to go through them so that you can get a better understanding of the products as a whole, and then I can talk about some of the pros and cons and my overall thoughts on them. So the Sonia Kashuk is a sonic silicone facial brush. This is $15 at Target, so a great price point. And it is recommended for normal skin, which like the Foreo one has a different one for different skin types, but I would say in concept it's very similar to the Foreo one, and again it's $15. Then for the Foreo one, so this is the Foreo Luna Mini 2. Yep, just want to make sure that's right. So this is not the like newest model. This is I think there's a Foreo Luna Mini 3 or like a Foreo Luna 3 that you could pick up. So this isn't the newest model. So this one I just checked recently, or I think it was last night, and you can get this one from Ulta online only for $119, which is still really pricey. I mean, $119. It is rechargeable, you can keep using it. Mine's held up really well, but I would say $119 is pretty pricey. Just for reference so that you guys know, and I'll put it up on the screen like right here, there is a newer model, the Foreo Luna Mini 3. It's a mouthful. It looks like this, and it's at Sephora and it is $159. And then finally, if you didn't want to go with the Mini, the Foreo Luna 3, not the Mini version, which looks like this, so it's a little bigger. This one is at Sephora as well, and it is $199. So these are high-end luxury skincare products, in my opinion. I do think that they are really nice. It feels like a massage on your face. We'll talk about that and talk about kind of like the feel between the two products in a minute, but they are a much different price point compared to the Sonia Kashuk one. So again, the Sonia Kashuk one is $15 at Target, and then if you were to buy the older model, so the Mini 2, it would be $119 at Ulta, and I think Sephora as well, though Ulta was the one I found at that price point. Now that we've gone through the price points, I want to talk about the products and talk about some pros and cons. The first one I want to point out right off the bat that kind of threw me off was the smell of the Sonia Kashuk one. It still smells like it. It's been airing out now for 3 or 4 days at this point. And I've washed it with soap a few times in the shower, and it still, oh my gosh, it still has a very strong rubber smell to it. I actually, my background's in engineering. I have worked in or at a company that made rubber products for shoes, and it's very similar in smell. And that's kind of a smell I've never really wanted around my face, or really just around me in general. And it's just not, it's not the same. So the Foreo does not have that smell. As far as I remember, I've never felt any, or like smelled anything weird coming off of this product. I don't know if it's the material choice or what, but I would say this material feels slightly softer and doesn't have any smell dissipating from it. And this one feels just, I mean, slightly less like satiny and soft, and also has like a, yeah, like a silicone-y, rubbery smell to it that at least the first time before it's aired out, so now it's aired out for a few days, but the first time I used it, the smell was pretty overwhelming, even in the shower, even after I had just washed it 2 times with soap, and even while my cleanser was on the product and I was using it on my face, I could smell the material, which is just a little odd. Next thing I want to point out is the strength. So both products, if you kind of look, have the ability to kind of up or increase or decrease the strength of them. So you can see it here as well. Increase or decrease. So both products have the ability to increase or decrease the strength on them. Something I kind of want to note, and this just goes to like a luxury aspect of the product, I guess, but once you set the Foreo to the strength that you're looking for, it always goes back to that when you turn it back on, which I think is a really nice feature, because if you always want to use the same setting, having it kind of remember that setting for you is super helpful. This one, from what I can tell, does not, so it always turns back on at the highest strength, and personally I have very sensitive skin, so I pretty much use both of them on the way lower end of the spectrum. The Foreo one, I would say I'm pretty close to like the lowest setting, maybe like 2 or 3 above it, and then for this one I just turn it all the way down, and it's still probably too strong and very loud. I mean, I'm gonna turn them both on so you can hear real quick. I don't know if the mic will pick it up, but there's definitely a difference in like that luxury feel of it being much louder, this product, than this one. So if I turn the Foreo on, it's going to turn to my normal setting. So it sounds like this. I don't even know if I held it over here away from the mic, I don't even know if you'd be able to hear it, but it has like a buzzing sound. And then kind of like a warning, so the Sonia Kashuk one always goes back onto the highest setting, so it's going to be super loud at first, and then I'm going to lower it so you get a good comparison. So when you first turn it on, it sounds like this, and then if I turn it all the way down to the, I believe the lowest setting is this, so it's still pretty loud. Again, I'll turn the other one on in a second. They both have lights. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, but they both have lights on the bottom, which is nice. Same kind of buttons, but very loud. So again, this is the sound of the other one. Yeah, I would just say very loud, and like a little too strong almost. So again, I have sensitive skin. This one turns down to a setting that just feels like a nice light massage on the skin. Doesn't feel like overly stripping or overly harsh, while this one I feel like even at the lowest setting feels a little too harsh for me. That's just a personal preference, so I'm not gonna like deduct points from this or anything, but I would say that it does feel a little too harsh, and it's pretty loud. I mean, you're using it on your face and you can hear it over the shower, so I would take that into account as well. And the last point I kind of want to note is the overall stiffness of the product and the feel of it. This one's kind of nitpicking, but I do want to mention it because I was able to compare them side by side, so someone who purchased this as opposed to this wouldn't be able to do it unless they have both. But this one has like a really nice curvature to it, and although these bristles look very similar, I would say that these are actually like softer, or maybe they're spaced out a little better in order to just make it feel a little softer on the skin. But that plus the curvature and some other stuff, they definitely took the time to make sure this was going to feel really nice when you're like massaging product into your face. So you know, if you haven't used one of these, normally what I do is I use it in the shower, so my face is already wet, and then I just put the cleanser on here, and then I turn it on and I use it on my face to rub in the cleanser, and it will just kind of foam everything up, and it's super nice. This one I would say, just because it's like a little flatter, I guess, doesn't really have that curvature, it almost feels a little stiffer on the face, and I felt like a little more friction or like dragging. At least me personally, when I was using this one, it felt a little harsher, whereas this one just feels like a nice massage. So that one's kind of like a point more for me. I have very sensitive skin. My skin can tell if it's kind of been over cleansed or over exfoliated. I mean, even if I just wipe my face with a towel too harshly, I'm going to start getting a bunch of red marks. So just kind of taking that into account. But yeah, so now let's get into the overall thoughts of the products. First, I just want to point out that, you know, $15 as opposed to pretty much $120, that is a significant price decrease, or like price differential. I mean, it's pretty much 10 times cheaper. So definitely you have to take that into account. And if you're really interested in a product like that, and that's the price point you want to go for, definitely I would say that, you know, it is a product, it will work. Oh, the last thing I do want to note for this one, and I did read some reviews online, but there aren't a lot of reviews, so I'm not sure if this is a new product or not, but every once in a while it just stops. So it will be going, and then it will stop for like a split second, and then it will start going again. I don't know if there's like some faulty wiring. I don't know if that's just mine. I'm not really sure. Maybe I was like doing something wrong while washing my face. I have no idea, but I did notice it. I did make sure to charge it fully before using it for the first time. And yeah, every once in a while, like maybe every 15, 20, 30 seconds, it would just kind of stop randomly. And I'm not really sure why that happened. I didn't press anything, so and it would just start up on its own. So I do want to mention that. I'm not sure if it's just mine. I did see one review that kind of pointed to that concept, but didn't explicitly say that that's what was happening to her system. She said more like she thought that maybe the wiring wasn't that good. But yeah, I want to mention that. Again, $15. I would question how long it would last for, but I did want to just kind of point that out because I did notice that the few times that I've used this so far. So yeah, you have the price point difference, $15, $120. I would say you definitely have a quality difference here. And I would say the big one for me, more is just that both of these, price point aside, are luxury products. They are in excess to what you need in a skincare routine. So I would definitely kind of point out that I think that both of these are kind of more for the luxury experience of using this to wash your face than actually the results. I think that since I don't even use this one, for example, every day during the week, and a lot of the times even when I'm using my hands or like a light washcloth, I feel very similar cleanliness afterwards, I would say, or my face feels just as clean afterwards, and I really just like using this product. I wouldn't say like it's necessary in your routine. So because of that, I would say that this product over here kind of misses the mark a bit, because it misses, you know, that quiet luxury massaging feel for when you're cleaning your face. It's a little too intense. It's not necessarily, in my opinion, like soft enough, I guess. And I guess it's supposed to be a relaxing product. To me, at least, that's what I'm going for when I purchased this one. And I just don't think this one really hits the mark. That plus the smell, just the whole thing kind of throws me off. So I don't think I would recommend this to anyone just on those points, which is that if I were to recommend it to someone, it would be so they would enjoy it, so it'd be like a fun experience. I don't think it would really be a replacement to them just washing their face normally, so I would say I just wouldn't recommend this to someone. I would definitely recommend this, again, if you have the extra money to put towards it. If not, I would definitely say it's not necessary. I don't think either of them are necessary. I think they're more of a fun step. That's my opinion. I'm definitely not a dermatologist, and I don't know how it impacts like your skincare routine or your face. Maybe it's good for you, maybe it's not. Maybe you don't like these products at all. But yeah, I don't want to say for sure it will work or won't for you. I just kind of want to lay down my thoughts. And my thoughts are that it is in excess. It's an excess. It's a luxury extra step in your routine. And to kind of miss the mark and not give it really any luxury feel, I almost wish they had made this one like, I don't know, $15, $20 more. So maybe it was like $35 or $40. And it just kind of had a little more of a luxury feel to it. And the reason why I say like $40 is because it is rechargeable. I would assume you can keep this for like at least a year or so before you should have any issues with it, at least if it was priced at like $40. And I just purchased, this is like one of, so I didn't pull out all of them, but I just purchased like one of Sonia Kashuk's brush lines or collections. This one I really like. It's in like this nice green, like a lime green. Is that even lime? Pastel green. And these are beautiful. And this whole collection, like the brush collection and set, has some skincare stuff in it and comes out at around $40. So I feel like price point wise, if you get like I don't know, a handful of brushes for $40 plus a bag, I would say that, you know, an electronic device that you know, also should keep for a few years should be priced a little higher and maybe built a little better. And then finally, the only other comment that I want to make about the products before we kind of sum this up is this one's a little nitpicky, but I'm going to throw it out there just as a thought. And maybe it was a design patent thing or like some sort of patent thing, but the Foreo sits. It has a flat base to it and it can sit standing up like this. So it kind of dries itself. I mean, I take the time to clean it and make sure it's nice after I use it, and then it sits and it kind of dries off. Whereas this one, it contains like, or it has this handle, so you can almost hang it. I don't know if you can see that. But I don't think people want to take the time. I don't want to take the time. I don't know, maybe other people do, to find something to hang this from. So I would have just much preferred it sit upright or sit at an angle or something, because I feel like having the water kind of not run off and kind of sit, like if you just put it on a shelf in your shower or like in a shower caddy or in a bucket or something, right? Having it sit like this, it's not going to really dry out and things are going to kind of get stuck in there, whereas if it was standing upright, everything kind of drips out, which I think is nice. That's just kind of a last kind of almost unnecessary point, but I did think it was funny. I mean, they definitely took the time to make this clear section really nice, and when you click the button or you're charging it, that section does light up. Similar to the clear section at the bottom of the Foreo one, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. I think functionality wise, I would have liked to see this one cost slightly more because it's luxury in its concept, I guess. Or maybe they could have two models, one at this price point that is this one, and then one that's a little more, still at the lower end price point, but just has a little higher quality, because I would feel a little bad recommending this to someone as like a skincare purchase. I think like maybe giving this to someone in a gift with a bunch of other skincare stuff might be okay, you know, if you're giving like a cleanser and a toner and other stuff with it, that could be a cute gift, but I don't see it being like something I would feel comfortable recommending. Smell alone, I couldn't recommend this to friends who were serious about skincare, because I feel like the smell would upset them, as it upsets me. But thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below. By no means am I saying that I don't like the Sonia Kashuk one or Sonia Kashuk as a brand. I actually use a lot of the brushes. I just got that new collection. If you want to see a review on that, let me know. I'm really enjoying them so far, and I think there's like either 2 or 3 skincare brushes in that collection as well. And I have one of her older collections. I think it's like a gold one. But yeah, I really like the brand. I just think this product kind of missed the mark, and I wanted to make a quick video talking about it. And if you're enjoying this content from me and you want to see more, definitely like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.